Chapter 31. The phone woke me late that night. Someone picked it up after the second ring. I drifted back to sleep, but then I heard another sound. Guitar music, real quiet. I couldn't even make out the song. I got out of bed and went to Bobby's room. "What's up?" "You know Charlie?" "Sure, the guy from your band." A ripple ran through my gut. Late night calls meant bad news. "Is he okay?" "Yeah," he shook his head. "It's like 1,000,000 to 1 shot. He met this girl down there. She's a secretary for a concert promoter. The opening act for this tour broke up. They need a new band right away. Charlie managed to talk the guy into giving him an audition." "Good for him," I said. "It's still just the two of them down there. He wants me to join them." "Great. When's the audition?" "Tomorrow afternoon." "In Nashville?" Bobby nodded. "So go," I said. "No way to get there." "Take the vet." He shook his head. "The clutch needs work, and she's been burning oil. The distributor is still messed up thanks to me. I screwed it up pretty badly with the wrench. I'd never even make it halfway there." "Take Mom's car. Get down there, do the audition, catch some sleep at Charlie's place, and come back the next day. What is it, a 10 or 12-hour drive?" "Yeah. Think they'd mind?" We both glanced toward their bedroom. I was sure Bobby was thinking the same thing I was. Wake them and ask permission? Bobby looked back at me. We both knew the basic rule. When in doubt, don't ask. I also knew Bobby was trying hard to act more responsibly. It was up to me to give him the push. "They'd be thrilled," I said. "Dad can take the vet to work, right? Does it run well enough for that?" "Sure. It might smoke a little, but it should be fine for a short hop as long as he doesn't push it too hard. And he loves driving it." "Then do it. He won't mind. He's proud of you." Bobby looked at me like he wanted to say something more. "Go," I said. I stood by his bedroom window and watched him drive off. I was glad he had the courage to take a chance. Maybe it would work out great. Maybe not. But at least he wouldn't spend the rest of his life wondering what might have been. Later, as I was trying to get back to sleep, I realized Bobby hadn't only driven off in search of his dreams, he'd also driven off with my ride to the dance. The vet was a 2-seater. "Nashville?" Mom said when I told her the news the next morning. "Please tell me this is a joke." "It's no joke." I decided not to add that it was my idea. Dad stared toward the garage for a minute. "Did he have enough money for gas?" "Yeah, I gave him some." Mom and Dad exchanged glances and had some sort of silent conversation. I expected them to be angry, and I think they were at first. But then Mom said, "Bobby's been chasing something all his life. Maybe this is it." "It's a long shot," Dad said. "But what's the harm?" Mom said. "Whatever happens, I'm glad he went. You've got your dream. Someday you'll have your own garage." She looked at me. "I want my boys to follow their dreams, wherever they lead, even if I don't always understand them." "He'll be back tomorrow," I said. I wanted to tell them more, to help them understand why Bobby had gotten into so much trouble. But that was his decision. I headed off to school to chase after my own small goal. I tested the waters when I saw Lee in the hallway by saying, "Hi." "Hi?" No expression. "How was the chocolate?" "Stale," spoken with a frown. 7 o'clock, don't forget." No words. Cold stare. When in doubt, try humor. "So, what's your favorite flower? Dead roses?" Her lip might have twitched with the most microscopic of smiles, but it was hard to tell for sure. She turned to go. "7," I called after her. "Don't forget." "Downsized," Mr. Franca said. "What does that really mean?" "Fired," someone said. "Right. We use polite language to avoid words that are considered harsh or rude. Heck instead of hell. Darn instead of damn. Put to sleep instead of killed. What do we call that?" "Euphemisms," Julia said. "Shoot," I muttered. "I knew that." Lunchtime. Bravery time. I knew what I had to do. I walked across to Lee's table. A couple of the other girls glanced at me, then turned back to their conversations. "I'll pick you up at 7. I said, raising my voice enough so everyone at the table would hear me. Not that any of them paid attention to me. I waited, hoping that Lee wouldn't shoot me down in front of everyone. Though if she did, I probably deserved it. She didn't say a word. That was fine. At least I'd made my point that I wasn't afraid to be seen with her. I tried to figure out how to get a ride, but I could only come up with one idea, and the very thought of it sent warning twitches through most of my internal organs. I need a huge favor, I said to Wesley on the way home from school. Name it. I've got a date for the dance. Can you give us a ride? Sure. One other thing, I said. Yeah? I handed him $10. Would you mind buying gas before you pick us up? You got it. Thanks. Between Bobby and Wesley, I figured I was single-handedly supporting the petroleum industry. May 17th. I haven't been this nervous since the day school started. On top of everything else, I'm worried about getting Wesley and Lee in the same small space. There's no way to guess what they might say to each other. It's close to 7. I'm dressed and ready. Any minute now I expect to hear Wesley's car rumbling down the road. For the first time in my life, I wish I had a ton of homework to keep me busy. But I don't. So I did something else with my free time. I dyed my hair. It's sort of red. The folks weren't thrilled about that. Dad was already kind of annoyed because Yvette barely made it home from work. But it felt like the right thing to do. I guess I'm making a statement. Though I'm not sure what that statement is. Maybe it's like one of those poems that doesn't really mean anything. Even with all the time I spent making my head look like a radish, and the time I spent getting lectured about being foolish, it's still not time to leave. So here I am, having a one-sided conversation with a fetus and hoping that Lee and Wesley don't instantly start hissing at the sight of each other. Hey, I hear something out front, but it doesn't sound like Wesley's Mustang. It's a lot smoother. Hang on. My God, you won't believe what's in the driveway. I have to run.